Welcome to What She Does, the podcast that takes you inside the working lives of everyday women shaping the world around us. I'm Leanne Starr.
And I'm Annie Sinzinger. And each week, we sit down with someone who shows us not just what she does, but how and why she does it. Plus, find out if you fit the same mold to grab the same type of gig. Let's discover
What She Does, starting now. Okay, so today we're talking to Emmanuelle Fasulo. She is a National Parks tour guide who takes tourists out to see legendary sites, whether that's on sunset hikes or looking up the stars, and teaching people about the history, as well as the flora and fauna of each place. So, Emmanuelle, I was hoping you could tell us a little bit about what you do.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Well, first of all, I'm Italian, French-Italian. I came here in LA 96, so a long time ago. And around the year 2000, I started to be a tour guide, and I'm touring on national parks. And the majority of the tour I do, the Southwest American parks, so amazing national parks we have here. Majority of the people, unfortunately, they don't know, they don't visit, but we have such amazing place where to visit here in the Southwest. So I start to do that, and here I am. After 20 and more years, I'm still doing it, and I love it. It's all the time is challenging. I love to see people be happy, come in vacation. Believe me, it's not a vacation for me. Yeah, because a lot of people think, oh, you're fantastic, you go on vacation. No, that's not vacation. It's a very hard work. But the scenery is amazing. I love people. All the time is a different adventure. And I have a lot of adventures on my tours. All the time something happen. Sometimes nice, sometimes less, a little bit more dangerous or, a little bit different. But I love it. It's something that I do with the passion. And when you're a real tour guide, you do this because you love it, basically. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you, tell me a nice and then also tell me a dangerous example.
The nice is you bring happiness for people. You bring people together. Imagine more or less we have tour between 20 and 50 people in the bus. People that don't know each other. So there is a lot of new friends. So friendship made and is very nice. And you have the good people, that makes you happy. That makes you want to do this job for this kind of people. And the bad thing, well, I have a lot of bad story I can tell. I don't know where. One day, for example, I broke down in that valley. I stay until 5 o'clock in the morning. That's impossible to get out because at the time we didn't have cell phone. Talking long time ago. So the heat very hot, of course, because you're in that valley in the middle of nowhere. So that was an interesting adventure. Now I laugh about it. Believe me, when you're in that situation, you don't laugh so much because it's kind of scary and dangerous, especially when you have 50 people behind you that they wait for to find a solution. So one can be that one, or sometimes we lost people in Sequoia National Parks. I have a lady.
Lost people.
No, not that I lost. The people disappear. I have a lot of people disappear. So for example, you want me to tell you the stories? Or
Yeah. I love
So,
stories.
for example, one time we go to Sequoia. We do a little tour to see the sequoias. That's the Sequoia National Park. And one lady, she told me, Emmanuelle, I'm a little bit tired. I prefer to stay here. Go for your walk. I will be here. Fine, no problem. My driver was there. I take the group. We go for a little walk, 1 hour walk. Coming back, the lady is not here. What could be? So I asked my driver, say, do you know where this lady went? And my driver said, listen, I don't speak French. At the time I think was a French tour. I said, but she asked me toilet. I showed the toilet, but she went the opposite side. Okay. So I start to look around and we cannot find. Of course, you're in the middle of trees, right? So I start to take play, to go to place where I was thinking where I can find her. I cannot find her. The husband started to be worried about it. I start to call the ranger. And I walk down, there's a path going down. And believe me, there is bears there. So you need to be careful, right? So
goodness.
I walk. And the lady was an old lady. So, this kind of lady walking very slowly, so I say, she cannot go very far, right? So I go down, nothing. After 20 minutes, I cannot send everybody to go to look for her because if not, I'm losing everybody. So I need to try find the good 5 men that I know that they are smart enough to come back, right? So I give the time 50 minutes for look for this lady. We coming back, we cannot find it. What to do, right? So I call the ranger come with the car. I say, okay, let's go, keep going this one because something tell me something going on. So we go down and I talk to the ranger, say, do you lately hear a bear? Yeah, we do have bears here. And we start to go down, and 15 minutes, 20 minutes down with the car, nothing. Okay, say, let's go back. I need to go back. I don't have any other choice, right? So we go back, and on the time that we just turn, we see this lady coming very slowly. And they say, excuse me. She didn't recognize me. She didn't recognize the husband. I say, excuse me, I'm a little bit tired. Can you please take me up there? So that's one of the story. Or I have another one. We are in Las Vegas. I do a night tour in Vegas. And I have this man. They came by himself. And at a certain point, we are in Bellagio. So we see the beauty fountain Bellagio. And they look at me, Emmanuelle, I'm going to my house. My daughter, she's waiting for me. I said, excuse me? Yeah, my daughter is waiting for me. She's down there in the parking lot. I say, that kind of weird, right? So to make a very short story, he lost a little bit his head and he had Alzheimer, but he had very strong, and he start to, you want to take me to the hospital, and no, just want to help you out. Come, there is no your daughter. No, my daughter is waiting for me. So one way or another way, I convinced him to go back on the bus. And I have 50 people on my bus, of course. So I need to take care also for my people. That's not easy part. And at a certain point, I calm him down. I went to his room. He came back. The day after he's coming, I say, okay, I'm waiting for my daughter. She's coming. And I say, come with me. So I take him with me. I take him to the security, and I call the emergency, the hospital, and somebody is coming to pick him up from Italy to take him back to Italy because he lost his mind at that time. So yeah, I have an interesting adventure. That's too little one, but we have a lot of people that want suicide or people that want to... we have everything. Yeah.
Okay. And now I have other questions. I'm like, tell me about the suicides, but no.
No. But we have a lot of adventure. We have adventure. We have a lot. I can write. Probably we can, between me and my colleague, we can write definitely a lot of books about it.
So I'm really I'm thinking about some of the Alzheimer's getting lost in the bus.
In Vegas. So,
Vegas, oh my God.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I'm hoping, can you kind of tell us a little bit about how you came into this job? Was it something that it was your goal in life to?
Just by fatality. I was recruited for working as an interpreter for Italian group coming in the year 2000 for Pfizer, for the Viagra Pfizer, and they need a lot of Italian tour guide. Unfortunately, the time is during our season, September. In September, it's very difficult to find tour guides because majority of the tour guides are on the road, we are out. So at the time, this lady, she knew there was Italian, so she was looking for Italian people to train just for that special occasion. So when I was doing this job, one tour guide saw me and he really liked me. And he start to push me, say, you know what, Emmanuelle, you should be a tour guide. You're very good with people. You know how to deal with it. Because there is a certain people can do this kind of job. It's not for everybody. In the beginning, I said, no, I don't want to do it. I was doing other things. But you know what? After 1 year, he was keeping calling me. You need to do it. You need to do it. I know that's for you. And say, you know what? Let's try it. And I tried, and I like it. And here I am. So 25 years later, I'm here, still doing it. But just for pure luck. And of course, you have school where you can learn how to be a tour guide. There is one in San Francisco. But majority of the experience is on the road. So more tour you do, more experience you get. Knowledge of history that's at the time when I started was on books, So I used to go to a library and study and learn about geology, learn about history, learn about everything that we need to know about America, of course, because all these people that come here without any knowledge. But they don't want to know only about history. They want to know about your personal life, how you came, why you came here, why America, why you want to be a tour guide, So it became very personal with these people. So that's a good side, a good part from one of the part that I like about my business. Yeah.
Well, one of the personal questions I have too is it harder being a woman in this job or easier?
It's harder.
It's harder. Okay.
I started when I was around 26.
Okay.
So you're 26-year-old young girl that you need to give direction orders to drivers, right? For example. And we have a lot of drivers, they don't want to hear direction or what to do by a girl, especially when you're 26. So I had a hard time at the time. Now, after a lot of years, after a lot, we say in Italian, a lot of water went through the under the bridge. Believe me, they don't say anything. I have I'm very strict, extremely strict, because I know what I'm doing. And because one mistake can bring big problem. For example, if I'm in San Francisco and you take the wrong turn, you cannot go back with the bus because you get stuck on top of the hill. Yeah. So you need to know where you're going. Or if you take the wrong street, it can take 15 minutes longer our traveling situation and can be a big problem because if I have, our job is timing because we have a lot of things organized. So we need to be on time even before the time, and that's a must. Because you can lose a lot of money and the company can lose a lot of money. If you make a reservation and you're like 30 minutes late, you don't do. For example, if I'm going to Antelope Canyon and I'm in 30 minutes late, I say, I'm sorry, I have other people behind you, you lost it. So I have 50 people that pay for something that cannot do it. So for us, timing is everything. So if I have a driver that think that he knows and he doesn't know, but I can understand right away. So I need to be very strict. And I was just talking to one of my colleagues that she had one of my good driver. We have good driver we like and we don't, of course. And he said, yeah, Emmanuelle, she's very good, but very strict. And that's how I want to be.
And I guess that solves your problem with the chauvinist male drivers is just being strict.
Even women, huh?
Okay.
Also women, between woman and woman, there is a lot of confrontation with women.
Oh.
So it's just because, unfortunately, I'm responsible for a lot of things. And with something went wrong, I'm the one responsible. So if I want to be responsible for my action, it's because I give the action. I give the order what to do, basically. So I want to make sure that the woman or man is the same. We have same problems sometimes.
Is that with just the drivers, or do you find that to be the case with even the people who are on the tour?
Even people with a tour, we have a lot of personality. So this is another thing I learned for this work. I can see when people arrive after the first day, I can see the personality of the people, with who I can play, with who I can joke, and with who I cannot do that. So lots of psychology behind that. Sometimes there's people coming close to you. They open up, they cry. They come here just because they want to. There was a dream they want to do with the husband, and the husband died, or they come with a boyfriend. But there is a lot of thing going on. So you're kind of person that come and they interact with you. So you understand, with who you can go a little bit for and play and joke, which kind of a joke. There is some people that are more tight. So they don't want to, they're more reserved. So you need to respect everybody, first of all. But sometimes there is men and women, you need to be, especially when they're Italian, they're very, very open, let's say that. So you need to be careful to put the boundary right away.
What would be crossing the boundary?
Crossing the boundary. Okay. So I had, for example, I have a group of doctors or bankers, I don't remember. And in Italy, we're very, we do a slap, we are kind of, it's not like in America. In America, we are more proper. In Italy, we're more light, okay? And we're fine, we are fine until you accept it, right? I remember one time when I passed through the alley of my bus and one guy slapped me my tush. I turn and I slap on the face. I say, don't do that. Here, you cannot do that. So for a man, that a little young girl did that was like, so that was one incident I still remember. Or, for example, somebody that lost the bags. Okay, the bag happened like everybody, but the problem you're on tour, so you know that your bag will arrive in Vegas, and you have probably 5 days without your clothes. I know it's very annoying. I know it's very unpleasant. But I cannot do nothing else. I don't have any choice. We travel every day in different places. I know that the only place where you can receive your bag, it will be Las Vegas. And I have this lady very aggressive. It's your fault. Why I don't have my bag? You need to stop me to get me underwear, but I want underwear in cotton and t-shirt cotton. And she was not nice. So I make sure that she got the bag in Vegas. But no other things, but in a certain way. So, I think you need to be nice sometimes with people they work, and this lady, she was a little bit too aggressive. And so we have men and women also that can give you a problem. Let's say that.
Okay. But I'm also wondering, it's for you as a woman in this industry, do you feel that you have the same avenues of success as a guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
In this business, is not about man or woman. It's not a man or woman. It's really not the problem in this kind of business. It's just they want the performance, and they don't want to have problem. They want a person that knows how to solve problem. At the moment, basically. So that's what people, the agency, that's what they look like. It look like they can close their eyes, the group arrive. Of course, there is some problem all the time, but easy to fix it. And then you need to be able to fix in an easy way where people don't feel it. So, to make everything very smooth. And that's what I always think I had before the problem arrives. And believe me, we have constantly problem. So you always need to look ahead. When you look ahead, you have time to fix it. But that's my personality too. Very rarely I'm late. I always do things before, because when I do things at the last moment, agitate me. So I learned that if I want to do a good job, I need to organize myself a little bit before. So this is little thing I do to make my tour going in a nice way.
Move it out. So for you, as a tour guide, do you feel that there's anything that you can't do within your job that you would like to do?
I think on this time of after 20 more years that I do this job, I already arrived where I want to go.
Right.
So I cannot ask for more because I'm there already. It's really, this kind of job is very different because you don't look to get higher on your job because there is nothing. You can get more tour, but that's it. It's still your time that you give. You work for so there is nothing after this. The reason I think the people that are tour guide, they really enjoy the people. You really love it. Or you love it or you don't do this job.
End of story.
Yeah. That's it.
Are there other places, like, because you've focused your last 25 years on the national parks, and so those inside and out. You can tell people, I'm sure, like what the best places are to go and the secrets of some of them. Are there other places that you would want to, like, in this job, expand beyond just Southwest? Would you be able to, like, go beyond
Honestly, we do Southwest. I do Yellowstone, and that's it. I have so much work here that I don't want to go forward. I'm very happy over here. First, because I think it's the most beautiful places are here. First of all, when you walk in Bryce Canyon and you look around and you see that such amazing, why do I want to go other place? There is other, you can go to New York, you can go to the Niagara Falls, you can go to Canada, but there is plenty other tour guide over there. So I want to focus on my area. Plus I have a kid, so I want to be around this area. Something happened, first and most is my husband and my kid after my job. So you know what I mean? I want to be around here no matter what. And there is plenty of work. Even if this year, honestly, we went down a little bit as far as numbers of people coming visiting America, unfortunately. But there is a lot. I prefer to stay on this side. I could go, but then it will involve me to learn history about where I'm going. I need to be redirect on my job. And honestly, at this point I don't really want to. So, yeah.
But one thing you said that was interesting, there's been kind of a decline in the amount of tourism. And I guess there's been a decline in tourism across the board. One, you've noticed it, but two, does that make you nervous?
At least no more than what EI is going to do for the rest of the job. My job, I know that no matter what, I give you an example. I went to Paris this year. I went to see Notre Dame. And I did Notre Dame 3D. 3D, you have the 3D, you have a hologram coming close to, and you have a tour guide on the hologram, tell you all about the story. You can see Notre Dame, how it did start from up. And I say, oh my God, they're going to steal my job. If they start to do something like that, you're going to buy the glasses, and that's it. They tell you where to go, and you see, they're going to tell you everything. But actually, people need human being. People need a smile. People need, if you hurt yourself, somebody there for you. So I'm not so worried about that. Of course, the young generation, probably they're going to drive themselves, go Grand Canyon, Morning Valley, Bryce Canyon, and do things by themselves. But it's a lot of driving. You don't know where to go. You don't know what to see. So this is, I think, the tour that these people propose. The people that come here, they're coming with a certainty they're going to see, and they're going to relax. They're going really to enjoy more than driving where I'm going today, where I'm going tomorrow. So I'm not so worried about it. But the only problem at this point that I can see, there's no more tour guides. I'm one of the youngest one, and I'm 50.
Oh,
no more tour guides coming. There's no young kids. Probably see 1 or 2 years somebody comes, and after they disappear, because it's very difficult. It's very time consuming. So you work probably between 10 to 18 hours a day. When you travel, you're out of your city, your house, your family, your friend. So you give away your time for these people. They never come back. I don't see what my son is going to do at school. I cannot be for recital. I cannot be for my husband. So it's a little bit difficult. So young generation, we don't see young generation. Now we start to be all tour guides. We are all between 80 to 50. After that, very little.
Oh, that's sad. But I was thinking, like, your job, I mean, you have an intense amount of time that you're touring, but do you have more free time?
Oh, yes. So before I had my son, so it was in 2014, I was probably working from March to November. And after I was free. But March, November, between tours, probably 3 days, 1 week, 1 day, sometimes not even a day. So back to back to back. So you work hard. No life for these days, for the season. But after from November to March, you're home. So you recuperate, you do exercise, you go to the gym, you start to cook, you have a normal life. But between tours, unfortunately, you don't have a normal thing that I like because I don't need to think about cooking anymore. I don't need to bring my son to any activities. So there's a good and bad part. So now that I have a family, it's like I do just 4, 5, 6 tours a year, no more than that.
I was thinking too, like, yes, you don't have to cook, but it seems like you're gone for most of the summer when your kid would be out of school.
Well, before, from the day that I have my son, actually, I slow down a lot. So I just do 1 tour every month, 4 times, 5 times during the season. So I don't work so much. Like, for example, I'm leaving Monday and I'm coming back in 11 days. So for these 11 days, I have somebody come over, take care of my son, take him to school, and do whatever I'm doing. I stash the fridge with a lot of food and goods. I'm Italian, so for me it's very important to cook fresh food. But after that, I'm finished. So I'm in vacation again. There is a pro and con, of course. You don't make money in this period. So you find other job, little job here and there. Sometimes they need tours here in Los Angeles. So sometimes I go to Palm Spring when there is some specific holiday, or sometimes they do this festival. They need some tour guides for certain things. So yeah, you have a little job here and there, but nothing fixed.
And it seems like,
honestly,
I'm sorry,
I'm not an 8 to 5 girls. I try, but that's not for me. I need to be, I'm a little bit free spirit for that.
But it seemed like you did most of the sort of the research part of it, which was unpaid labor, early in your career. You haven't had to keep doing it.
Yeah, for all the studying, you to say?
Yeah, like to find out about rocks and.
For sure. In the beginning, I was living with a full bag of books. At the time, we didn't have internet.
Oh my God.
I feel so old just right now. But we didn't have internet and the YouTube. We could not. So you need to be on books. So we were studying. But after a while, I don't organize. I'm very free spirit. I don't review anymore. After 25 years, everything is here. And I want to give, if I have a bad day, I slept very bad. I say I'm so sorry. I slept bad today. I'm going to try my best. That's it. But I want to be real. I want to be real for everybody. People sometimes they're sad, they're good, but my spirit usually is kind of up. So I don't study anymore for that. I'm done, but I have my speech on my mind that every day will be different all the time. Every single tour is different. Like, for example, last tour I did was French and Italian, so 2 different language. Plus I have a driver who was speaking only Spanish, so I need to speak also Spanish for my driver. So, it's a lot so you need to calculate. If I need to talk for 1 hour, I cannot talk for 1 hour in 2 different languages, too much. Even because you lose people. So when you talk, you explain, there is a certain amount of concentration people can give you. And I don't want to talk for nothing. So if I'm talking, if you listen to me, I want to make sure people that are 100% with me. So I don't need to repeat things. That's very important for me. So you just find the timing, or you find and the thing comes. There's so many story, there is so many history, adventure, plus people, they want to know really what America is. They want to sometime politically. I don't touch too much because you never know. Of course, politic and religion is something that I try to avoid because everybody has their own idea. So it's good to respect everybody. And plus, you never know, because sometimes there is fight between the people in the bus. People sometimes they punch himself for that. So
Whoa.
I try to, yeah. So it's a lot of adventure, let's say that.
Yeah.
But you need to respect. And one of the reasons I do this job, because at the end of the tour, you see people how they're happy. And they, and you don't know how much money they save. Some people, it was easy for them to come, so it was not a problem to come in vacation. For some people, they save for years. So I need to make sure that everybody has a good experience. And that's what I try to do. For me, is I sell, that's what I say all the time. I sell happiness. I sell a product of a happiness. And that's what I want people to you remember when we were, you remember. And that's what I try to do. So, yeah.
You have such passion for this. It makes me wonder, if you weren't doing this job, what would you do instead? Or did you have a dream for doing something else?
Well, I'm very artistic, and it's very bizarre because this job is nothing with art, but it's artistic because there's people, and for me, you learn from people, and people give me energy. And I always was like this. When I was in Venice, I grew up in Venice, Italy. So I started to work very early, and I was working as an assistant for dressing the people for Carnival with the 17th century costume. And we're doing this humongous ball, one of the most famous ball in Venice. And I really like it. It was my one of my passion. And when I came here, I was working as a stylist in Hollywood, and I started to work. I used to work also as a set designer. But it was very difficult for me, to push. You need to know the right person. You need to know, it was not for me. Here I'm by myself. I do my job. I don't need to answer to anybody. And after 10 days, it's finished. So that's the good part. 10 days, 15 days, 18 days max. And I'm done. If you were good, I'm sorry. I can chit chat on the phone. But if you're not good, it's sayonara, you're done. I'm never going to see your face again. So that's a good part. Other job that I would like to do, I don't know. I'm open to everything. I'm open to everything. That's very bizarre you ask me this, because just yesterday I said, okay, this is my last tour I'm going to do. I need to come up with something else. Every year I do the same thing. When I finish my season, I want to start to something else. But I never find something that really satisfied me. Let's say that. Oh, it's not that I'm looking a lot also. Yeah. So I don't know what I will do, honestly. I think this fit me very well, this touring. Yeah.
That sounds like it. I don't have any more questions. Do you have anything?
Yeah, I think I have one last question, and it's more about, for somebody who's actually interested in doing this, because you mentioned earlier that there just don't seem to be a lot of younger people who are choosing this type of work. They probably don't really know how much it impacts other people or themselves. What would you tell someone, a young woman who's interested in this line of work? What would they want to know about your experience and where the future lies for this type of work?
Honestly, if I have, and very often I have new people coming over, and I train them. For example, last year I had this lady came. She was American, Italian American, came and try, and she was very good. And say, I honestly see you, because you feel it. You feel a person. You're good. I can see how you think. I can see how you act. I can see how you talk. Even if you don't know, after it's just learning, just do it. Enjoy it. I think when you work, you need to enjoy what you do. To wake up every morning, of course you have some day you don't want to, but just throw yourself. And you have good moment, bad moment. But believe me, if you choose to do this, usually it's because you like nature, you like to walk, you like people. And I will totally say try. Of course, you take off your personal life. That's unfortunately something that you cannot. That's the only negative part, that you're not able to live your personal life when you're on tour. Basically, that's only the part negative. After than that, I have a great experience. Very good experience, the good and bad, of course. But when you finish a tour, you're exhausted, because you wake up at 5 o'clock, you go to sleep at 10 o'clock, and there's a lot of heavy things on your mind, but it's worth it. For me, it's worth it. You meet people, they're amazing people, and a smile for me is everything. And that's what I look for people. So, yeah. I will suggest to do it. I hope there is going to be new generation coming and do it. Because, when I'm going to be, I don't see myself to 80 years old and be a tour guide, even if we have tour guide 80. So, but it's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll go over entirely the AI.
I don't think AI can help us. So no, the people need the human being.
I'm just thinking, for this new generation, they've grown up with their heads in their phones. They probably won't notice any difference.
But I give you an example. I take my son during summertime. I take my son on the tour with me, and I see kids love it. They like to walk, they like to visit, they like to learn, they like to go to national Native American, to see different things especially if you're from a city. Kids love it. And this is the generation, my son is the generation of AI, but they cannot do everything. It's one thing you put on the glasses and you see, and you take off the glasses, you come back in 2 seconds of real life. But here you're there, you breathe, you smell, you touch. It's so many factors, they fulfill you. So I don't think AI will touch our bit for now.
Well, maybe not AI in terms of the way technology is being used today, but what about, because you said that people more likely want, kind of a more human touch to it. What about a humanoid robot? Do you see that as a potential replation for,
Blade Runner starts doing tourists?
Yes. Don't take everything away, please. We need to have
I'm not trying to. I'm just thinking about it in terms of what's happening, and right now is there's introduction to those types of experiences, and it's a question as to what those robots particularly might do in the future.
A couple of days ago, they were talking what is our kids, new generation, to the which kind of a job is going to stay on. And one of the answer was the caring work. People that care, people would need a contact, human contact. They cannot provide that. They can provide for everything else, math and engineer, everything. But the human care, it's just us that we can give. Believe me, sometimes when you have people coming over and you see the person is not right, you go there, you ask what's going on, how I can help you. This is what you feel, your heart, if you go towards a person that you need some help. A robot cannot do that. It cannot see that. That's what I think. So, yeah. And believe me, people need that. Yeah.
But I want to say thank you so much for letting us interview you and having you tell us all about being a tour guide. It's been great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So, after hearing Emmanuelle's story about being a tour guide, I just really love how she has such passion for what she does.
Yes. Although it doesn't sound easy at all.
No, but it's sort of a mix of Wrangler meets, historian. I don't know, something like that.
Okay. I mean, that part of it sounds kind of fun, that you can tell people and inform people about what is going on in the in the natural world and sort of background, but sort of the people kind of wandering off and ending up wherever is, I think, would be stressful.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it must be hard, sort of thinking about being in a job like that, because in some ways you may just fall into it. It's not, I don't think everybody like decides, okay, I'm going to be a tour guide, because even in Emmanuelle's story, she was sort of talking about how she fell into the job. So
Right.
I don't know that there's like a clear trajectory for this type of job.
That's true. And then, there is a certain amount of flexibility.
Yeah, that is a really good thing. I guess in some ways it probably doesn't pay well, though. I mean, it seems more like a calling as opposed to a paycheck, So something like maybe $40,000, $50,000 to $80,000 a year you can make as a tour guide. That's sort of like what I saw in the research I did.
And I guess that's, it depends how often you go on tour.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily salary based or if it might be, project based. So I think it depends on the company. Yes.
But as far as personality fit, I think if you're extroverted, it'd be fun. If you're not, maybe not.
Yeah, I think it requires a bit of kind of people skills. So it's sort of, and really kind of adventure meets storyteller.
Yes. That'd be good.
But think sort of like, if you're going to talk about Myers-Briggs, then think about it as like ENFP or ESFP. I mean, it's sort of the curious, outgoing, sort of love connecting with people in real time type personality.
Yes. And you don't need any kind of education for this, which is nice. Like, if you like to go to the library and read books, that's great.
Yeah.
But it's not required.
And it seems like you have to really have a lot of on-the-job training, because, it's not every national park. Like, you might specialize in certain parks, which is helpful to narrow it down to how much you need to know.
Yes. But so being a tour guide, there are advantages and there are disadvantages. This is not like a cut and dried one where I'm like, yes, I definitely want to do this. But yeah.
I mean, I think if I were really young and I wanted to see a lot of places, yes, I probably would want to be a tour guide, whether it's national parks or otherwise. So you get to sort of see the world, but then you also get to share it too. So I think, but as an older person too, if I'm retired.
Yeah. I think having young kids would make it hard.
Yeah, I think just in general, having young kids is hard.
Well, on that note, so we can wrap up. It's the pay is meh. You don't need any kind of education to do this, and Myers-Briggs, it's an extroverted blah blah blah.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think you just have to really love storytelling and also be really good at kind of organizing.
Right.
When you think about it, because you're dealing with a lot of people. I mean, sort of have to worry about wandering tourists and stuff like that. And just sort of herding cats. But ultimately, I think that, being able to kind of turn storytelling and adventure into a career sounds pretty good. Thanks for joining us today. That's what she does, and maybe what you could do too. If you like what you heard, make sure you follow What She Does wherever you get your podcasts.